Good afternoon, everyone, and thank you for coming to Deb Chanel's 48th World, where we do recaps and reviews on soap operas and reality shows. The, real- the reality show that I am going to be covering today is Thicker Than Water, the Tankard Family. We are going to be reviewing season 3, episode 4. Title of it is Oh Baby. A brief summary. Let me give it to you. It goes into being an excitement builds as the newest tankard will soon arrive. Meanwhile, Brittany shares big news about the next chapter in her life. Jewel continues to micromanage Serene, and Marcus and Tish parenting style is criticized, sparking tension in the family. And basically what they're going to be covering in here by giving that little scenario to you all. Brittany is going to introduce to her brother Marcus first off. And that was weird because I would have thought she would have talked to either her biological mom about it or Jewel about it, since she has deemed her the best stepmom in the world. But Brittany wants to have a child. Brittany is single. She doesn't have any children. But I don't know what type of job she has either. But it seems like I'm pretty sure their father is someone they can lean on if and when they have financial trouble. Now, they both share a house, both her and her older sister Brooklyn and Diamond. Now, I don't know if they have a 4-bedroom home or it's a 3-bedroom home, but I just don't think Brittany has a clue of what she's trying to get herself into. Right now, she's just surrounded by babies and she's seeing them being taken care of, but she really just hadn't sat down and saw the full picture from beginning to the very end. Because children, like being said, they don't go away. They don't even go away when you pass away. It's a thing called when they put you in the ground, get you a tombstone. Your family members and people that you left on this earth, as you transcend to another dimension, they still come to your gravesite and still say how much they miss you. Some of them even go as far as camp out for a moment and spend some time telling you this, that, and the other. And it's just for them. They know you're not there. Your spirit has transitioned. But it's just the fact that even in death, they won't leave you alone. And that's a pretty scene. And God knows I hope my daughter thinks about me when I'm no longer on this plane of existence. But it's just wow. Kids just do not let go. You know what I'm saying? Even in death. Okay? So I don't know. It's just I'm having a hard time to see where she's going with all this, because if she was still in her same situation, but of course she'll be grown at this time. If her father wasn't so affluent and did business goods has used his financial resources and made solid business ventures for it to be able to be gaining interest and all of that, as far as the economy, not economy but economics with compound and interest and this, that, and the four. But he invested his money very well, and it seems like he knows what to do to continue to generate revenue for his family, because I think that's where he is now. He's just really trying to enjoy music locally and produce it locally, and if he has to go out of town or whatever to promote something, then he would, but it wouldn't be months and months at a time. It might just be a day or maybe a week. So he's pretty much have kind of centered somewhat into retirement, but yet still having his one foot left in the industry as far as producing music on a local basis to help support his church entity as well, I'm sure, because I think he's a minister as well on the side. Man of many, many, many positions and jobs. So he wears a lot of hats. But primarily, it's like he's just trying to make amends for the older kids to help them, in a sense, live with him and have them stack their money. So when they actually do get out, they have a firm foundation and they don't have to worry about finances, at least for the first 10 years, I'm thinking. Because everybody seems to have come back under his roof, and he's taking care of everything, so they could take all their monies and invest it well, and then when they do get out, they don't have to look back and have to come back due to financial reasons. So as this what do you call it, episode just transpires and takes flight and goes on and give us the meat and potatoes of the whole segment, I just find a lot of people being selfish. I'm like, now you came from meager beginnings, and yet you struggled through that. You were feeling some type of way about that, and all of it's not resolved with the older kids. But I'm like, God has allowed you to live the lap of luxury at your latter, well, not even really their latter parts, because they're still young adults. So I just don't understand where all the animosity comes from. I mean, you are driving nice cars, you're living well beyond, what a normal person would live by, on a 9 to 5 type job and having careers. I mean, and then you're on a TV show. And I know being Tanker and Jewel Tanker are definitely divvying up the proceeds among all of you all. So I just don't understand where the anger comes from and the entitlement comes from. And then it really shocked me, because I really did have a very high esteem look or perspective on Marcus, the oldest son of the Taker family, the oldest sibling. But he even got flaky on me. He was mad because they had a little spark of an argument between two sister-in-laws living under the same roof. Well, really, one of them, which is the one that's having her baby now, Shannara, they have their own place. But since her husband, Benji Jr., don't really know too much about anything, and he's going to be trying to still work, and not trying, like he's trying to shrug his duties as far as being a dutiful husband and dutiful new father. He just needs to concentrate on making sure that revenue still come in. And since his father is kind of like halfway retired, and his stepmom is kind of at home a lot too, they can pitch in, and hell, they can afford a nanny if they had to. But he just really wants his wife to be around family, so they can kind of take care of her in the midst. So really, you're going to have all them jokers back under one roof again. So I know it's going to be some tension, but they already having tension with Tish, that's Marcus' wife. She don't want nobody to hold her baby. She feels they don't know what they doing. And I'm like, you're living with these people. You see them every day. You interact with them every day prior to you having your baby. So I'm like, okay, I'm not understanding the whole dynamics. I'm like, boo, you need to move out. Y'all, especially Marcus and you all, because y'all have been there for a minute. He's doing real well in his little business adventure with his bow ties. Y'all really need to be put out on y'all asses so y'all can really be grateful to be sitting around in lack of luxury as you all are, and then trying to have a pity party about ain't nobody bought y'all baby something in 6 months. I'm like, what the hell? I'm like, I'm sensing jealousy of the new, well, not the new, but the other sister-in-law is having her baby very soon, and she's thrown her own baby shower, and she's got all these nice prizes, and not prizes, but presents for her newborn, and this, that, and the other. And I'm like, she don't want to share. I'm like, how? I'm like, you was the first one that had the second grandchild. Well, really the first grandchild that everybody got a chance to take part of, because Diamond was already in the world. That's Brooklyn's daughter. So she kind of got pampered when she was probably maybe 7 or 8 years old, because she was real young, but not like newborn. So it's like you were the first lady to bring a newborn in the picture, and everybody doted on your child. Everybody doted on Michael. Hell, they still doting on Michael, but they can't dote on them or have them in their hands unless you there. I mean, ain't there, and at the time you are there. It's not just a mess, honey. I didn't like her attitude. I didn't like Marcus' attitude, and then they're gonna sit up there and cry when somebody gonna try to check them. I'm like, oh, Jewel had to come down and get everybody straightened out because it was just too much. I'm like, Jewel, Ben, throw them asses out the house and let them see can they fend for themselves. Let her get a job and work like normal people and then put their baby in daycare and this, that, and the other. Or better yet, let Marcus, since he got all the answers for everything and he having an attitude, let him go on out there and fend for himself with his entrepreneurship and then get another job where you have to answer to somebody else to make ends meet and see how they like it. But let's get on into this particular episode, y'all. That just bothered the hell out of me. It was still bothering me even though I looked at the show. Was it last night? I think I took notes on the show last night because I had pre-recorded it. But it was just, it rubbed my spirit the wrong way, y'all. It did, for them to be calling themselves, new generation ministers coming up, and then you're gonna hold that kind of mess in your heart, talking about they ain't gave you nothing in 6 months for your baby, but yet they wants to hold your baby. I ain't even asked to babysit your baby. Well, hell, Marcus, did you ask them to babysit your baby? That should be the key. Nobody should have to ask. They all have their lives. But if you and your wife want to go out on the town and just be by yourselves, go to a movie or whatever, hell, you could have said, can y'all watch Micah for me? Hell no, you didn't say that. Nobody got to ask. You know how to open up your mouth, right? Okay, then. We ain't going to even talk about Tish because we ain't going to go there. We ain't going to go there. But anyway, we go into the first slide or clip of the episode. It takes place with Jewel and Ben. Jewel is kissing over her husband, Ben, and they're playing past clips of them doing the same thing, and it was a pretty good scene. But on that same scene, Jewel is talking about her trip to Detroit with the girls and how she was raised, and she showed them the place where they grew up, where their father, her Junette's father, had their Green Records and tape store, and just going along of the history, showing them where they had their little house that they considered to be a mansion at that time, but now we don't really look at houses like that as being a mansion. So, but at that time, in that era, it was a mansion. And she's just going over with Ben the ins and outs about the trip and how she really felt it was a good growing experience for all the girls, especially Cyrene, because Cyrene was making some jacked up comments herself about, this ain't no match. Because see, again, she lived the privy life, so she don't know about struggle. Hell, all of them don't know about struggle. Only person that know about struggle is Ben and Jewel. And, Jewel didn't know about struggle until she turned 19 and her family ended up making some bad business investments and ventures, and they end up going belly up, meaning a lot of stuff got repossessed from them. They had to sell their house, and it just kind of went from like sugar to shit. So in a retrospect, so he goes on to say, okay, that's good education for them. Okay, to know where you came, where you been, and where you going. So yeah, that's good. So we went on from that clip, went to Brittany and Cyrene. And I got confused on who was calling who because I was trying to do something at the time and take notes. But anyway, a call was made, and all of them were on a, what do you call that? It's not Skyping, but I forgot. My daughter told me what it is, but it was when someone calls you and you put them on FaceTime or whatever, and y'all talking all simultaneously at one time. And they were just calling, checking on each other, and that was a good sight. I love to see siblings, calling, checking on their loved ones, their siblings, seeing how everything is going. Hopefully nobody asking each other for money, but it is what it is. Okay, we leave that scene. We go to Benji and Marcus. Benji is playing the piano, and I didn't know he could play the piano. He sounded pretty good, It seemed like it was on an elementary scale, but hey, it's better than that bam, 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 bam. You know what I'm saying? Missing keys and all together. And Marcus comes down to ask him what the hell is he doing. They trying to get some sleep upstairs. They're trying to put the baby to sleep, and they don't want him waking up. And what in the world is he doing? And they have their little moments of talking and this, that, and the other. And, of course, Counselor Marcus is giving advice here and there. I'll tell you, sometimes I think before he get to the age of 30, he going to burn out because he just like an old man running around now. Handling business that I guess he feel his dad should be handling. But I'm like, baby, your daddy has did a tremendous amount of work. A lot of it took him from being at home, doing the things he needed to do to make sure you all grew up with both parents in the house. But since he didn't make it with your mother, be grateful that he did do what he did do, even though it was selfish on his part from the beginning. of you all's childhood, but look how you're living now. Now, what if he wasn't successful and he was out your lives from that period of time that you know of, and in the latter part of your young adult life that you're in, he still wasn't a part of? So I'm like, Marcus, grow the hell up, okay? I judged you too fast, trying to put you all up on a pedestal. Well, not necessarily a pedestal, but I was giving you, good kudos for how you were interacting as a young adult, and you were saying, and you were giving me wisdom beyond your years. But I judged my conclusion to you prematurely, so I digress. But anyway, we move from that scene. We go to Benji's wife and Jewel. So they are out, both of them, trying to get a event planned for her baby shower. Now, I didn't know people like still throwing their own baby showers. I guess that's a control thing, because I ended up throwing, well, no, somebody gave me, a group of people gave me a baby shower on my job when I was pregnant with my daughter. And then I had a baby shower for my family members that I had spearheaded myself, but then it took flight where other people started doing other little things for me. But I had a big turnout on my professional level with the baby shower, as well as my personal orchestrating my own baby shower. Though I'm kind of anal, or what do you call it, an alpha female. Well, I had to take charge. I like to have certain things done a certain way, and I don't have time for people to tell me this, that, and the other, or whatnot. Because I tell you, I bought some baby booties. Didn't even know if I was having a boy or a girl. Once I found out I was pregnant, I was already shopping. Honey, my child, before she even got into this world, she had a closet full of clothes. Compliments of her mother. And once I did find out, because my clothes were kind of neutral, that could have went for a boy or girl. But once I found out I had a girl coming out of my belly, child, I had a honey, and my mama made me mad, and because she was telling everybody, well, honey, you ain't got to buy no clothes, because she already got a whole closet full of clothes. I hope that child do get in this world, because da 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 da. You know how parents talk. I'm like, whatever. I just don't have time to be dependent on nobody to be trying to dress my child, and my child be needing this, that, and the other. And I don't like to ask people. So yeah, I felt myself. I did all I did. Now I didn't regret one moment, because my child will have, and until I leave this world, she will have. And that's just all how it is. Okay. But anyway, we go from that scene. I just had to throw that little bit in there, y'all. Okay, so basically, in similarity, Shannara, or something like that. That's her name. We might have to call her Miss S, because I don't like mispronouncing nobody's name. I don't like nobody doing that to me. So we're gonna call her Miss S. She and her mother-in-law, Miss Jewel, is going down to some event place in wherever they at. I think it's Tennessee, right? But anyway, she goes on down to some event planner, and she's basically hadn't told anybody that she's having a little girl. So they was going over the color scheme, this, that, and that, and they supposed to have it dip dabbed, with a little splash of the baby, whether it's going to be a boy or girl. And so she was just trying to be coy and playing games with Jewel, because Jewel definitely didn't know. So she basically, Benji didn't want to keep it a secret, but then he said, you might well go and tell him. So that was her way of telling Jewel, by she had the event planner go bring out the colors that she had chose, because Miss Jewel didn't know. And then when she brought out the pink, Jewel hollered because she wanted a little girl. Because, all these little boys running around here and whatnot. And, they ain't no little girls. Because she want them to have it the right way. They need to be married and then formulate procreate, and then have a little bundle of joy. So that was on point. So she was just like, she's going to be a proud grandma. But anyway, she always wanted a girl, so she probably do the same thing, be having a whole closet full of clothes waiting for that little bunchkin to come. But I kind of like, and I may be doing it prematurely again, I kind of like Benji's wife, because she understands where she at, and she knows her position. You see what I'm saying? Other than Marcus' wife, Tish. She tripping, okay? She is totally tripping. I mean, sitting up there in the lap of luxury. Ain't nobody else their age, I don't think, in their little circle of friends are living like they're living, okay? Anyway, She is more so down to earth. She don't care. And I can see her like, can y'all watch the baby while me and Benji go down? Can y'all watch this baby? Oh, the baby's over my mama house. I know y'all were tired, so I done, I can see her doing that. And that's okay because everybody getting in love with that baby. And then he's getting to grow up and see different people to interact with, so when they do come around, he won't be all scared and shy because he already been got they saying and no, I want like a dog, you know what I'm saying? Not really trying to compare them, but they have the same instincts. When you're around a person all the time, you get their smell, you get their energy, and you know whether you want to be bothered with them or not. And that's the same thing with children. They know when they want you know, they can trust you and you gonna love on them and all like that. Same damn thing with dogs. They do the same thing, honey. They can pick up on your temperament. They can sense, you coming from a bad place and everything. So yeah, that's where we were with that. And so she amazingly found out that she was having a granddaughter that was going to be hers, and I could see her giving it to her. Okay, but anyway, we leave that to go to Brittany and Marcus scene. Brittany and Marcus are outside exercising, and I thought that was a cute scene for brother and sister to be interacting like that. But she goes on to say very something startling and disturbing. I don't know what's going on with her. They need to put her strictly in counseling real quick, fast, in a hurry. She goes on to say, and I think it's just a whole thing of everybody having babies. Because sometimes when you'll be around people with babies, or they're getting ready to have a baby, or they're in the first trimester of their motherhood, it just rubs off on some people. That's biological clock is somewhat ticking, and I think she just really feels Brittany is who I'm talking about. Okay, she wants to have a child. For one, don't have no place of her own. She's sharing with her sister. Two, don't have a boyfriend slash engagement slash getting ready to marry somebody as in a husband. But hell, she don't even think she have a boyfriend at this time. Okay. 3, she don't have no goddamn money. She don't have no money saved up, I'm pretty sure, because if she had money like that, she'll be have her own place. Okay. I just don't understand her. I don't understand her, Lord. And I'm like, I know you get to a point in your life where you think everybody else has something and you want that too, but no, you don't. Not being a single mom and you anticipating that you're going to have people in your corner. Because people say it all day long. Oh, yeah, honey, I'll help you. I'll help you take care of your child. I'll help you babysit this, that, and other. Girl, when push comes to shove and you go looking for them thoughts, every excuse out the wagon gonna come. All out the air. They ain't gonna be there. And the ones that are there, you're gonna worry them so much, they ain't gonna want to keep the baby. So I'm like, it's a lot of dynamics, a lot of perspectives, and a lot of attitudes when you have to depend on somebody else. And not in the fact that you're going to be tired sometimes. You know what I'm saying? So, having children is a two partnership thing. And then we must add on, okay, when deemed necessary. So she kind of upset me with that. And then it shot the shit out of Marcus, too, because he probably was thinking, damn, you don't even have no boyfriend. Not alone. You ain't even married, boo. Come on. You ain't even hit that part of your life, which is a work in process on a daily basis. Cultivating a marriage relationship. Hell, cultivating a friendship with girls and guys is a piece of work. So I'm like, I don't understand. Brittany needs to go to some counseling seriously to build some self-esteem about herself, that she can do these things by herself. And then, when I say by herself, she needs to grow up. She needs to mature a little bit more, because there's so much out there that she can be doing, like starting her own company while her father's alive and he still got revenue to throw her way. If things don't transpire, or, they go south for whatever reason, she ain't experienced the love of having a truthful boyfriend, it leading to marriage and that kind of stuff. I don't know what's wrong with Brittany, but she ain't playing with a full deck of cards. Y'all know she ain't. But we're gonna move on for that situation, because Marcus pretty much told her, think about this situation, honey. Think about it. I ain't saying I won't be there to support you, but I think I want you to think about it a little bit more, okay, boo? So we move from that situation. We go to a commercial. We come back. We're on Jewel and Ben. Jewel is coming to the church. I don't know where she got this stuff. Maybe it was donated from some company that was just gonna be discarded anyway. So she got a hold of it. She brought it back because at their church they have a little shopping apparel room that you would go and get needed items for, job interviews, or maybe you're having a hard time and your kids are needing some clothing, or you might be needing some clothing for everyday usage, or you might be needing something to go for a job interview, or just to look nice on Sunday for church. They have like a little apparel shop where you go in there and pick and choose what you think you need depending on your needs. Okay, so I thought that was cute. I really did. That's part of their Destiny Center. I don't know if their church is called Destiny Church, but that was a part affiliated with their pastoralship. Okay, we move from there. We go to Jewel and Cyrene. Jewel is calling Cyrene while she's in her little apparel shop that she built on to the church as a room to go in, for people to come in and get clothing geared to whatever need there is. And Lord, they show her talking to Cyrene, and Cyrene like, Lord, Mama, what you want, Jesus? And they keep plugging Howard. I'm thinking they talking about Howard University or whatever. But I'm like, get it up. Okay, we know she went to a very nice school. All right, you don't have to keep plugging. Because I'm pretty sure they ain't giving you, well, I don't know. They might be giving you a discount if you plug their name on your show here and there. So if that's what it is, kudos for you to get that revenue to go down on your child's education. I ain't mad at you, not one time. But then you can do it all day, every day, honey. Make that coin, make it work for you. Get discounts. But anyway, she basically is telling her mom she don't have to check on her that much. She's fine. She knows how to call her when she's in trouble or feeling ill. What's going on? Because not only is her mother calling her on a daily basis, I guess she's texting her at least 20 times a day. So I'm like, yeah, I would be overbearing. That's a lot of overbearing on Jewel's part. So yeah, I would kind of be burdened down with that issue of my mother calling me as well like that. So we go on from there, seeing, because they both say they love each other. They just checking. Well, Jewel is checking on her because she had this stomach issue. I don't know if it was an irritable bowel syndrome thing. I think they told us, but I wasn't paying attention. Poor me. And it's something that makes her have to go into the hospital and then more than likely come home to get some much needed rest because she couldn't really care for herself when she got ill that time. So hopefully Cyrene is trying to take care of herself better, because I know when you are in college, whether you're online or you're actually on site going to the brick and mortar school existence, but it's just stressful because everybody wants papers, everybody wants you to interact in groups, types of scenarios where you have to group up with a group of people to do like research on a particular thing, and then you all give y'all perspectives and you write this one big glorious paper for whatever professor you have. And then sometimes the professor's a jerk because they want to make you go through some things that they went through. I don't understand why they do that, but it is what it is. So school, in essence, is stressful. Whether you're going into the brick and mortar, and when I say brick and mortar, going on campus, or you're on an online type of study. Both phases are very difficult and very stressful. So, maybe Jewel will know that Cyrene, they have raised her to be a very good person and individual and to respect her body. That's the only thing you can do, Jewel. You're preaching to the choir, okay? They already know what you done went through. No, we don't want our children to do what we did that was inappropriate because our parents didn't talk with us about it, or whatever excuse we're giving today. But sometimes you have to let your children learn the hard way. And, I have to let my daughter learn the hard way, because I could sit and tell her A through Z about a particular subject maybe 3-4 times. She's still going to do what she want to do. And in the intern, she don't necessarily tell me, especially if she went through it and she got out of it. She'll probably tell me about like some years later or some months later. And I'll be like, okay, why? And I stop myself. I don't even want to know why. Just as long as God was covering you with the blood, I'm fine. because that's all you can do is pray for your children, and only God knows what they're doing, and he can intercept anything negative that will come their way. Okay, so she's still living, she's thriving, so whatever she's done, God got it. That's how I look at it. Anyway, we move on from that scene. We go to Brooklyn and Diamond. They have come over to the main compound, which is their father's residence, him and Jewel. And Diamond is really excited because she wants to see her cousin, baby Micah. And of course, it must be a standing joke within their home that if you want to see baby Micah, yes, you're going to have to go straight through Tish, because Tish don't let everybody touch her baby. She don't want them to spend too much time with her baby, this, that, and the other. So it ain't just like one person, like Miss S was trying to say, which is Benji's wife. Everybody has that same feel about it. Only person I don't think she does that to is Jewel. Okay, but it's just funny how they have ganged up on her, but I think it was something that needed to be shared amongst them, so they can kind of let them know what they're doing, because they may not know that they're doing it intentionally. It may be a situation where they just do it self-consciously, you know, that they don't want anything to happen to their baby, because they know if anything happened, they're going to be responsible, which is definitely true. But okay, the baby does, you know, going to have some issues, and sometimes they're going to fall, they're going to injure themselves, but that's just the bumps and bruises of them growing up and them knowing not to do certain things when you don't told them not to do. You know, she ain't got to the time where he's going to probably try to open some cabinets and crawl up in there, or try to play like he want to cook with them pots and pans or whatever. She ain't got it. Wait till them little feet figure out that they can hit the floor and still hold them up. Wait till that time, sweetie. Wait till the time where he gets where y'all ain't noticing him because y'all doing something you know, important, or y'all think it's important, and he go around and be done went downstairs by himself. Wait, honey, just wait, okay? You ain't got nothing on you now. Wait till that little joker start pit-patting around the house. But anyway, that's no here or there. Going back to Brooklyn and Diamond. Brooklyn goes up to see where Micah is, and Brooklyn makes a little joke. Say, okay, go and get your 5 minutes and counting time with your cousin. But then she goes in to talk to Marcus, and Marcus is putting his counselor hat on, and he's listening to his sister, excuse me, moaning groans about her father not really being there for her, and making idle conversation where he includes a lot of jokes where it's on her behalf. She's becoming the brunt of the jokes, and she don't like it. She's feeling some kind of way that her dad is not putting her on into the entertainment business and helping her do her thing, because you know she is a hair stylist. She sells merchandise for the hair industry, and I guess, you know, she's just doing so much. She wants to take a little shot at becoming a performer. So, what better way than to bother your father? He's been out there. He knows the business very well, and he has contacts. But it may be a thing where he don't want her to get into business that, what do you call it? That deep, because he knows how deep and treacherous and mean-spirited the industry can be, and he just don't want that for his daughter. But he hadn't really sit and had a real conversation with her about it. So he's been hearing little bits and pieces of her talking to family members about it, and that, you know, dad's not there for me, dad's trying to, you know, hold me back. And I think Ben needs to really have a serious conversation with her via off camera, so she can better understand the significance of becoming an entertainer in the business, what they expect, what they will get out of you, and how it may make you feel internally. So he needs to have that conversation with her sooner than later, and because the information she's getting from her big brother Marcus is somewhat two-sided. He makes very good points, and they're valid. However, it seems like all of them still have something of a hang-up with how they came into this world and how their daddy treated them the first, I'll say, 12, 14 years of their lives. And he is definitely making amends by having all of them at his house, trying to let them save whatever little revenue they are bringing in for their families. And I'm pretty sure he had a lot to do with Brittany and Brooklyn securing a home for themselves, in some form or fashion. So I'm like, your dad is there, but you can't milk him for everything. You can definitely try and use him to solidify higher achievements for yourself. Because if you want to go back to school, get your degrees, and yes, he owes you that because he's your parent. And he did dip and dab out your life, wasn't there for just moral support or some grounding that you needed to ask your dad about. So yeah, those types of things he needs to make up for, and I'm sure he's trying and he's doing it and will continue to do it to the day he dies, because he feels some kind of way about that too, of how his kids have turned out mentally. They're there, but then sometimes there is a disconnect. So I'm like, counseling, honey, counseling, spiritual counseling as well as regular therapy counseling. Please, kiddo, everybody need to be partaking of it, because I'm sure everybody got issues. Then we go to a commercial, because pretty much before we go to the commercial, Marcus is telling her, talk to him. Talk to him. If you got to write it down on a piece of paper, give it to him like that. But have the conversation. So you can go on and put all your little information out for him to digress on and reflect on. And then come back with you to try to resolve some of these issues, or where he can apologize if he have to apologize for anything. And then you at least you have had that conversation, and then you know where you have to go thus far as far as going forward. So that was good advice. We moved to a commercial. We come back. We're at the baby shower event that Jewel, I'm more than certain, paid for. Her and Ben for Shannara's baby shower. They had it at Quattro event planning hall or whatever. They arrived there, and they are very decked out. And they have the grand apistillance, little center table just for them, like if you were getting married and you had your little set off for your wedding party and yourself. But nowadays they just having it for the bride and groom, and the wedding party can sit wherever they want to sit, with the other guests if there need be. So all eyes are on the actual people they came to see. So that was a good thing, and it was very pretty, and everybody was there, and everybody seemed like they were having a pretty good time. And then Brooklyn was going on telling the table that she was sitting at, the people at the table, that she wanted to get her recording studio image on, and her dad's not really participating in helping her, and she's disappointed about that. And just a whole lot of he say she said kind of material going on. And didn't nobody really want to hear too much about that, but Ben was kind of taking an interest because he was like maybe sitting in back of that table, and he was hearing everything, so he's feeling some kind of way. So again, that's another conversation they're gonna have to talk about. We move from there. We go to Brittany and Ben. Brittany's over to talk with her dad about having a baby. So she's taking Marcus' advice. And, at first he thought she was coming in saying she had gotten pregnant and this, that, and the other. But it was the total swing of things. She's asking him, not for his permission, but just to let him know these are the things she's thinking about. And I'm like, Brittany, for one, you don't have to go to your mother and father and say, I want to have a baby. Okay, that's between you, your spouse, you, your boyfriend, and hoping fiance type of issue. That's something you handle, and then you tell him in passing. That shows me that you're looking for love, and maybe something you didn't get from your dad at counseling. That's all I got to say, counseling. Because what she's talking about, can't be, don't understand that, won't understand that, because it's a hot mess. But then we go to Tish. They're showing clips of her handling her baby and talking kind of outside of her neck about people handling her newborn child. And the child is almost 1 year old. He's pretty much holding his head up steady, and he knows how to fight and do that pulling and stuff. So anything, they should be protecting themselves against Micah. Which, that would be a great little laugh. But anyway, Tisha is very overprotective. I mean, she is protective because that's her first child. She don't know no better. Anyway, we go to look at some skits between, what is this? Diamond and Brooklyn. Okay. Diamond and Brooklyn are out having a mother-daughter type function. Don't come back. And they're having mother and daughter time. And they're, having a good, good old one-on-one session with each other, trying to talk about the ins and outs, their days, how their day went that particular day, what's going on in school, what's going on at work, just sharing stories, bonding, spending time. And they're at the little putt-putt golf thing where they're trying to play against each other. And, of course, daughter against mother. Daughter already knows she's going to get, the better end of the thing. And, it's just always that parenting civil children rivalry. Ooh, I'm about to get a muzzle from my dogs. At least my dog, because he's just too over it. Just too much. Okay, we leave from that scene. We go to Ben and Jewel. Ben is telling her about Brittany's revelation of what she feels she needs to have in her life at this time. I mean, how she was going about telling her dad about it was basically like you want to buy a puppy or something, or you want to adopt a child. That could be more of a conversation you would probably want to have. But like I said, the conversation really should have been had with her spouse or her boyfriend. I don't understand her dynamic, so I'm not going to spend too much time on that because, like I said, I don't understand it. And what I don't understand that I really just don't want to be bothered with, I just forget about. And hopefully pray that the situation turn out the way it needs to be turned out. But, Jewel kind of felt some kind of way about it because she was like, well, why she ain't come to me? Why? And so Ben made it very clear to her they come to him when they want understanding and love. And I'm like, I don't understand that, Ben. I don't think you care for them. But anyway, that was his observation. He's the one they come to for love and money. He said they come to you, baby, for motivation, speeches, uplifting them to getting to that next level that they're too scared to partake on. But after they get one of your speeches, they're ready to go out there and conquer the world and kick ass if they have to. So that's how he defined what the kids go to between whether they want to talk to Jewel, Mama Jewel, or they want to talk to Dad, Mr. Ben. So she was like, okay, if you put it like that, okay, I'm calm with that. I'm cool with that. But I still thought that, by me being, her mother, the time her stepmom, the time that we spent in Detroit and how she lavished all this love on me and this and the other, I thought she would have come to me. But okay, that's fine. They are your children. Okay. All right. We see where we're going, but they're mine too. But when we see. But anyway, hopefully she'll feel better about that. But we go to the scene where, the final and last scene, when we have Ben, Shannara, Benji, Marcus, and Tish. Now, how the thing really sets out. Shannara and Ben Jr. are just over there chilling. Because she is getting towards the latter part of her pregnancy. I don't know if they were just really over there chilling for that day and they're going to leave that same night, or they've already kind of taken up shop again in their house because she's pregnant and he don't want to leave her by herself, for long amounts of time, So he felt it'd be better for his wife to stay over there after she has the baby. So maybe they're going back and forth. If he's spending more time out than with her, then, because I don't think she have a job either. So she'll probably be ushering herself over there. I think she's too big to drive. I mean, she can probably drive if she had to. But basically, she's stationed over there so everybody can kind of watch her. But they're just, everything is fine, Marcus and his wife were downstairs cooking for the family. I guess they take turns in the house. I don't know. And baby Micah is being in his little bumper chair where he's playing with everybody or whatnot. Or she's holding him. I forget because they was going between 2 different episodes and stuff. Trying to play past clips. But I do know Benji was on the sofa. He was asleep. And Tish was, Shannara, she was basically just, laying down herself. And then Ben comes strolling in. And I think he really likes Shannara as his best daughter-in-law, because she really do like, make like her, she is family, and she picks at her dad. She calls him dad. Even though I think she do have a father that's still living, but she talks to him just like she was really a part of the family. And it's very rare when you can go into your husband's family and they treat you just like family, and you can call them pretty much anything, or you can express your opinions if you were with them or you weren't with them. They are very accepting of her, so she done got right real close to the dad, and that's a good thing. And he can joke with her, talk to her any kind of way, and she find no fault in him because she know he loves her unconditionally. And then she goes on, he goes on and say, you ain't gonna let nobody have your back. He started it, so I'm glad he owned it when it blew up in everybody's faces. But he said, well, at least maybe I get to have your baby and play with it more, because baby Micah, I can't hardly get a hold of him. And they really were teasing, but they were like telling the truth and teasing at the same time. And then Shannara gonna get into it, say, yeah honey, because they don't be wanting you to have their baby. And then Tish got a little voice, not voice, but a little hearing of what she was saying, like she was trying to throw shade. And they just started having like little light conversation, but fussing about it. And then so Shannara was like bringing out points, and they were showing clips of Tisha come taking her baby back from Benji, because he wasn't holding him right, or properly holding him. And then it was a scene where baby Michael had got a hold to Benji's neck, and I guess Tish hadn't cut his little nails, which you can cut them, honey. I used to cut my daughter straight to the nub, because she be, scratching me, and she be scratching herself, and then get mad when she be done scratch her own self. I was like, girl, oh. But anyway, so she basically was defending her actions and saying, I don't know what y'all talking about, this, that, and the other. I ain't that way, just getting defensive. And so Marcus had to jump in and say, hey, y'all didn't never say y'all want to babysit our baby, and y'all say y'all love the baby and want to be with the baby and all this, that, but y'all ain't about the baby nothing in 6 months. I said, good goddamn, you sitting up there knowing the last time you got a gift from anybody, and I'm sure you living in your parents' house. Well, you are living in your parents' house. I don't think you paying no rent. I don't think you paying no utilities. I don't think you paying nothing. And they probably done gave you a car that's paid for. Hell, y'all both probably got 2 cars out the deal. So I was just really, really thrown back for him to even have that to come out his mouth. And with Micah being the first grandchild who actually was living under the roof of, their mother and father. How can you say that? That was so shallow of him. And I was like, I was totally just put off by it. But anyway, the loudness of everyone must have really surfaced upstairs, where Jewel could really hear word by word. And she was like, what are y'all doing down there? She had to come and like say, family, what is going on? Why are we having this conversation? And I'm hearing it and I'm not liking it. She even goes so far as to coming down the stairs, like, okay, the queen is in the house. The queen don't like this. We ain't got no, I don't think I should be hearing this a little baby crying. And I know that's just Micah cutting up. He either wet, he irritated as far as teething, or he hungry. Now, why is nobody attending to his needs? Why do I hear all these grown folks, or people that act like they grown? Well, by the law, they grown. And they cutting up like this. What is going on? So she come on down, and feelings are really getting heated, because Tisha don't start crying and stuff. So I hit dog will holler. So they was touching and agreeing. Those comments was touching and agreeing with her spirit. And she just feel like, oh, it was just overwhelming. They don't tell the truth. Then Marcus don't put his foot in the mouth. Talking about they ain't giving their child no clothes, no toys. I guess he wanted him to put some money in his child's bank account too. I was like, oh my goodness, I can't take it. The coy, oh, the coyness, the cattiness, the unthoughtfulness. Oh, just, oh, I can't take it. That was just too much. Too much for this particular episode. But you all, that's pretty much what I had. I think they ended with sore feelings. And, you know, they were taking up clips that's going to kind of be repeating on what happened from this past episode. And they're going to go into something else. But that's for another day. This was Thicker Than Water, The Tankards Family, Season 3, Episode 4. Title of the show was Old Baby. And yes, that was an old baby mess. All about poor baby Micah. Okay? And the love he is receiving versus the love he's not. That's really what it was about, you all. So I hope you enjoyed my commentary and my visuals of the program. And I will see you next time it airs and giving you my play-by-play, blow by blow. Please visit our other channels. One that I share with my daughter is called S&S. Let's Talk About It. It has both our photos on there, so you shouldn't miss it. Then she has her own channel, Starr Kraziness, that is geared to 25-year-olds and older. But some people of our ages may gravitate to it and like her concepts. So please visit both sites and enjoy yourselves on all 3 sites. And I look forward to coming back to you with more reality shows or soap opera reviews. Other than that, have a blessed day. Encourage yourselves, motivate yourselves, and be blessed. Okay? Love you all. See you next time. Bye.